All right, we're live.
Alrighty,
I was talking in the backstage area.
you had me hidden back there. Well, welcome to the Farm Betting and DFS. We're gonna start this. It's gonna be a little rocky at first, but we're just gonna start breaking down the slates and what helps us be successful. Today's slate's pretty small, so we'll touch on some of the games, and I think less than individual players. What really matters is the strategy piece, right? We'll kind of share what helps us be successful, and also not successful at the same time.
Yeah, there's a reason we're using the free version of StreamYard right now. I mean, there's highs and lows.
Yeah, and that's the thing is especially in the DFS, feeling DFS, right? It's all about the huge wins, right? It's the 50, 60, that's where the upside is, right? I think we have the 111 tonight, 100K to first. It's not a cash game, and you shouldn't be playing cash games in baseball. There's so much volatility, right? So we'll talk about that a little bit, but yeah, let's go ahead and jump in actually and just, I know we don't have much time. We don't want to waste everyone's time. So let's talk a little bit about today's slate and what we like to bet and who we want to play. Because there's some obvious
bets I like. There's some fun bets I like. I think there's some fun bets I think you'll like. I'll save those for that game.
Tyler's the king of betting things that are never going to hit, but when
no, this is a good one. I think you'll like it. I think you'll like this one a lot. And just also heads up, we're going to be using Baseball Savant too. Just the free tools. I think leverage whatever free tool you can, because the name of the game is not spending money on all the tools and freaking optimizers out there. Like, use what you can. A little bit of art, a little bit of science.
And Baseball Savant is so good, and there's so much data in there that you can just dive into. So much fun stuff, right? And the little things like ABS are in there now, and it just talks about how it's changing the game. And we're seeing, 75-year high in walks. So there's the walks are at a high, which means the hits and the runs are going to be at a high, and you're going to see that. And baseball StatCast capture all that data, which is so cool.
Yeah, and you can get stuff like the Stuff Plus metrics. And honestly, let's look up. Do you even know what's Stuff Plus? What does that stand for? Do you know what that means?
No, good question.
That's what I was gonna ask. I don't know.
We just know their stuff is good, right? Like we.
I know. You get I know it's mentioned. Okay, let's see. It's a metric that generally, obviously, up and to the right is good for pitchers. I imagine it's. Let's see. Don't lead the way while I look up this stuff.
Yeah. Why is that? It's really not as relevant as you look at a lot of things. We know pitchers have nasty pitches. We were talking about Nolan McClain and how every one of his pitches has so much movement. And he's just a filthy guy. But as you saw yesterday, he has so much movement, but sometimes it's moving out of the zone. And with ABS now, it's like you have to really have good command of that zone. And when you look at K minus BB, that's one of the things I've really been trying to pay attention to, is just looking at those guys that have that high walk rate and low strikeout rate, right? Because you can target those pitchers. Maybe they have good stuff, but if they're loading the bases, you have to pitch different to those guys, and that's going to really, pile on the runs. Back in the day when Max Scherzer was even in his prime, he would give up home runs like nobody's business, but it was just one solo shot, 2 solo shots a game, which doesn't matter. That's not how you win this game, right? You win by stacking teams and guys that give up 10 runs, right? Look at Brian Bayo the other day, get absolutely shelled. I'm a Bayo truther. Like, he has more movement on his pitches this year. His strikeout rate up.
You can't love him anymore.
Yeah. Anyways, did you get a firm definition of Stuff Plus?
Yeah, so it's like a combination of factors. There's basically how it works is 100 equals league average. Above 100 Stuff Plus is better than average pitch quality. Below 100 is worse than average, right? So 120 plus is great stuff. 90 worse stuff. It looks at fastball velocity, induced vertical break, which is, you heard the IVB a lot. Spin rate, release angle, pitch shape compared to like MLB norm. So it's like it captures a lot of different data, which is interesting. So obviously, as that increases, it looks good. Like, you play pitchers, don't stack against those pitchers.
Or do if they have a terrible K minus BB and they're walking a shit ton of guys, right?
So this example here, like a pitcher with a 4.80 ERA but 115 Stuff Plus, maybe a bounce back candidate. Pitcher with a 2.90 ERA but 88 Stuff Plus could be regression risk. Those are, again, that's like a binary outcome and not necessarily game to game is true, but something to look at. Again, free. You can find that at Fangraphs for free.
Just as a certified ball knower, Taj Bradley he's had elite Stuff Plus.
I thought
He just gets into so much trouble, though. He gets into so much trouble. It's like his stuff plus can be. It just looks so good, and then some of these guys on paper just I don't know what happens. They just fall apart. But it's a great, like you said, it's a great metric to kind of follow. But I think using that, and everyone knows, red is glue, red is good, blue is bad, right? It's the simple, like everything in Statcast is like, hey, what is this hitter? Like Jordan Walker, my stand, love that guy. His Statcast is amazing, right? But is it proof of anything, or is it just what he's currently doing? Is he going to sustain it, right?
I mean, there's nuance to that too. It's like Jack Caglione, Statcast amazing, but also like angle of the swing is not good, so he like hits it really freaking hard, but directly at people.
Listen, I listened to a guy the other day talking about Jordan Walker, and it makes so much sense, right? Like he was pounding the ball into the ground, like his bat speed 79 miles an hour, but if he hits it directly into the ground, he has no time to get to first base, right? It's directly to a guy. There's just no time to get a single on that, so he has to lift the ball.
Yeah, I think that's a lot.
He's a good example. I mean, he's playing tonight, so we talked.
Yeah, I was gonna say James Wood has that problem too. He's like the monster human being, like elite raw power, but also like angle. He has like 10 home runs. Like he's playing well, but it could be better.
James Wood is a freak of freaks, though. He's a freak of freaks. Like he's an absolute ball player too. Just like whenever you have a guy that's 6'6", like that bat leadoff, you're like, okay, he plays ball. Also, the Nationals suck.
Yeah, I mean, ideally you bat him third or fourth, get more of the opportunities. It's just he's so good. Like he's our best player. Let's bat him. I mean, CJ Abrams having a good season, but he may be on the chop. He may be on the trade block here. I don't know. We'll see.
Hand up. I've never played James Wood once this season.
Yeah,
I love it. It's just I'm a stacks guy. I'm a stacks guy, and I don't stack the Nationals generally.
Yeah, which is like good or bad depending on the slate. But.
Well, listen, if you guys are not interested in this preamble, for anyone that's going to listen, skip the first 5 minutes. But it's just an interesting way to look at, how we think and what we're looking at. Because I think, Taylor bagged a couple days ago, the 55, the 15 for like 40K, which is good. Yeah. And that's what we're really shooting for. We're really
win the one tonight, the 111.
We're not the high volume where like you're going to get the 150 max. We're going to play the higher dollar, high ticket items. And focus on that.
Yeah. Well, let's dive into it. Let's talk these games because I got some time. I got 13 minutes, baby. Let's go.
All right. So we'll start. Let's just start with the first game. Let's just look at I'm just going in order of Baseball Savant and Statcast here. You have Cardinals in Pittsburgh. A fun note about this, and I mentioned this to you yesterday. PNC is a pitcher's park. Wind blowing in. I know you don't want to value park factors too much. And I think you like the Cardinals here. So I'll kind of let you start. We have Dustin May. And then you have an opener in Montgomery who came over from the Rays last year. I really liked him as an arm. And then the guy that's kind of the long man, I'm not super familiar with. So this is probably just going to be a long bullpen game for Pittsburgh. But, yeah, do you have any thoughts on this first game and what you like?
You mentioned park factor. I think that's something that's like it's important, but also like not that important. I think at the end of the season, it plays it out. It's like, the difference between 5 to 10 home runs over 162 games, like what, like a percentage of a home run. So like to me, it's like, yeah, it's important to look at, but also like in the microcosm of a game of a slate that's like 8 games today, 7 games. It's like, don't overemphasize park factor. I mean, honestly, like the A side to me is Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh's bats. The guy though, the bet I was talking about is actually from this game. I like O'Neal Cruz under walks. He's just like he strikes out or he like hits the ball a rocket to try to kill somebody. But honestly, I do prefer the Pittsburgh side. Dustin May just hasn't been very good. Although like we're talking about regression, positive regression, looks like he could be moving towards like his numbers actually increasing, improving. But I mean, I'm a Connor Griffin guy. I like him a lot. You're a Connor Griffin guy.
Dude, I'm a Connor Griffin fan. But also I'm a Dustin May stan. Dustin May has got a low walk rate. He does a lot of things I really like. And I'm a sucker for guys that had pedigree at one time. And he was a really good prospect. And I thought he could be something. And now he's with the Cardinals.
Max Scherzer was good, but like now he gives up 3 home runs a game. I mean, it's like, at some point.
Yeah, but that's like apples to absolutely different.
Just in the essence of time, though, I'll give you my favorite plays from this game. I love Jordan Walker today. Like guys, just individual plays. Jordan Walker. I'm going to play Connor Griffin. I'll probably do some combination like 5-3 stacks in this game alone, probably like 5 Pittsburgh, 3 St. Louis. Like I will have a combination of that in this game. Pitchers are X out. You can't play Dustin May. Like maybe you could as a cheap value, but I think like pitchers largely X out. I do think it's one of the better games. It's warm. wind is blowing in. It is a pitcher's park. It is a warmer game with like some of the worst pitching on the slate, in my opinion. I would prioritize Pittsburgh because I think they're cheap. You can get like aces if you sack Pittsburgh as well, and I think they'll go under own given like what the other teams will say, the Yankees, the Dodgers. So, and there's my thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah. My thoughts are quick. Pass this game. I like Dustin May. I'm just gonna avoid it. The Cardinals, as you can see, we're mostly a DraftKings deal here. You can play on FanDuel too if you like, but it's always a skip for me. The Cardinals are priced up for no good reason. Pitcher's Park, wind blowing in. You got to just pick your spots, pick your stacks. And if I'm going to build a handful of teams in the 111, I'm just going to avoid this game and hope I didn't get burned. The biggest upside here, like you said, is the stolen bases. Like JJ runs. A lot of these guys for the Cardinals run, but Connor Griffin, no Cruz, they all run a lot. So if you get these guys on, they can steal 2 or 3 bases, and that's a lot of points there for you. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next
favorite bet before we move on. Favorite bet is definitely, I think you can get the under walk for O'Neal Cruz. I don't love his play discipline. I think he's not that good, and I think even if it's 2 home runs, like I doubt that he walks in this game. I like that as a bet. All right, go ahead. What's the next one?
Yeah. And as we move to the next game, my favorite bet, if we just had to choose, is just I'm a sucker for the under half a run there.
Dude, you love that FRIs, baby.
Yeah, it's just like I think both pitchers, especially Montgomery for the opener, for Pittsburgh, can be competent, and I think Dustin May's better, and he's gonna be low on those walks, so I think it's gonna be fine under half a run there. Let's go ahead and go to the next game. It's gonna be we have Boston versus Toronto, Suarez versus Cease. I'll let you go ahead and start with your thoughts.
Ooh, yeah, I like this game. I mean, I think Dylan Cease is a jam. This is the thing is like the game theory side of me is like, oh, new coaching staff, there's more momentum for Boston. I think like, I would say like the tournament player would like, okay, Boston stack is interesting here. Like Dylan Cease is the ace of aces on the slate. He's probably the top pitcher. But like with that said, it's like sometimes you bring in a new management. You see this in football, like it's like I forget. There's like some saying that people say when like the whole team is new management comes in, they just want to like hit for the new
dead cat bounce.
I mean, like it's some version of that. With that said, I probably won't play it just because I'm not going to get there. But I do think Dylan Cease is the ace. I think you just play him. Their team is okay. They do strike out a lot. Boston is like even the guys at the top of the order are just like okay. I mean, William Contreras and Willie or Brady are probably like my favorite plays from Boston, but then I think you can stack potentially some pieces from Toronto, like the righties. I like Guerrero, like Okamoto, and I actually do like is Varsho playing today? Varsho's not playing. I mean I'm just like a Varsho season long guy, so like I want him in the lineup and playing. But I mean the lineup for, I like Guerrero and like Okamoto as one-offs potentially, but the lineup for Toronto I don't love either. So potentially like a Rainer Suarez play, mid-priced. I don't know. What do you think?
You're really diving deep. Yeah, Ranger Suarez fucking sucks. Like I don't know what happened to him. He sucks. And listen, there's another one of those things. Like I agree with you and Cease. He's very good. But the problem with Cease is he does walk guys, right? He has an elite strikeout rate. He's always tinkering with his pitches, and he's got a lot of strikeout stuff, right? But if you stack Boston and he starts walking guys, I mean, they can just run on them, right? Durant at the top, and Roman Anthony's finally back. So I think that's kind of a fun contrarian stack. I don't have the balls to do it. I just won't do it in a 111. I just can't. So like, it's one of those games again. Like it's not my target. I probably actually won't play Cease. Just looking at the game, it's you got a couple of guys like Contrast and Roman Anthony at the top of the lineup that do walk a good bit. So it could cause Cease a little bit of trouble, run that pitch count up, which he's known to do. You're never going to really get a complete game, shutout from Dylan Cease. So I think it's just a pass for me, right? If I'm focusing on kind of a contrarian stack, I'm just going to avoid Toronto and just go with Boston. Once again, they're the road team. There's always a little bit of leverage there. Just getting the road team, a few of those extra bats against an ace. They're all going to be, single digit owned. So yeah, if I had to choose a side, it's going to be Boston. Not where I'm going to prioritize tonight.
I mean, now I'm interested in Boston.
Yeah, it's
I mean, the thing is, like, it's also just like absolute leverage on the small slate. Basically, the way people build DraftKings, they don't stack against the top price pitchers. It's just like a psychological barrier that people cannot cross. With that said, it's like, how do you win? 111 is not that many people, so you're like, how do I beat 4,000 people? How do I beat schlubs like you?
Yeah, dude, and I'm gonna take fish. Like I mean this. I'm probably, and we're gonna get these dang games shortly, but I'm probably just gonna stack Yankees, Dodgers, and just try to get different. Maybe leave cap and just jam 111s with that combination of teams up and down, and just try to get different there, and just play some of the best pitchers. It's such a short slate. I don't love the games. Those are the two best obvious spots, and we'll talk about those coming up. I know we only have a few minutes.
We can keep going. I have time. I'm just gonna move my other call back. Yeah, my real job.
Yeah. So I think we can do this quickly because these two games. Let's start with Seattle and the Twins. I really wanted to target this game. You have Castillo versus Prepolip, and I really like Connor. I think he's got great swing and miss. I mean, I think he had like a huge whiff rate in his first outing. And I hate Castillo. I think he sucks. He's just like one of those guys that's just fake good, in my opinion. And I want to stack against him. But in this game, there's going to be weather. We can talk about that shortly. There's going to be weather in this game and the Angels and White Sox game as well. So that offers leverage, right? So if everyone is kind of avoiding the game because of weather, there's always and people see that, right? We used to not follow it as much, but now there's all these weather apps, right? That people can follow and just see if the game's likely to play. It's just going to kill ownership. So if you have a lean in this game, I would attack it and maybe put in a bigger ticket tournament there. But my lean is 100% the Twins. I know they suck, but man, they got Brooksby batting second today. He's been a monster. His StatCast and hard hit is kind of terrible, but he's been really good lately. That lineup is just putrid, right? You got Buxton leading off, who's always a fun batter. Got a lot of him in the underdog there, but other than that, it's mostly just going to be a stay away. If you look at the StatCast, if you just kind of follow along, the StatCast for Seattle's horrible. I mean, no one's hitting the ball hard there. I mean, Cal Raleigh's down. Julio's down. Josh Naylor's been terrible. Randy Ruiz-Arena is like on his deathbed. He's old. I mean, there's the Seattle team who I do generally like. They've been better lately. Their numbers are not eye-popping, right? If you kind of go look at Seattle and then look at the Yankees, I mean, the StatCasts are insane. Those guys are just absolutely barreling the ball, and it's really the opposite for the Seattle team here. So, Taylor, do you have anything on this game?
No, I mean, I think the weather. I don't think is the game going to get postponed. I thought like there's no chance it plays. What's the weather in Minnesota? I thought it's pretty bad. Like I mean,
it's rain. It looks like there's going to be rain prior to maybe a short delay, and then coming in at the end, which never is good, right? Because if it lingers at all, guys play through rain. So kind of just I like Prepolip as a prospect. He's a good strikeout pitcher, but just an avoid for me. I mean, you can't play we talk about this all the time. You can win with decent pitching, and you can have a guy that puts up 35 and you need to have him. But generally, in order to win a tournament, like you just need to get those kind of steady pitchers that do have upside. They're not going to bury you, right? Because you can lose at pitching. You're going to win at bats. You're never going to win at pitching. It's not like your pitchers both put up 40 and your bats did nothing and you won. It's just impossible.
100%. Yeah, I just don't think the game. I'm worried about the game.
The juice isn't worth the squeeze there.
It's a pass. It's a pass because of the weather, and I just don't want to deal with that. Like I'm not 150.
Yeah, but Connor Prepolip, I hope I'm saying that last name right. He's going to be a fun guy to watch and a guy I will be playing. As we get him more elevated. I don't know if you saw the other slate. He was like 4-4. It was like 45% owned. Everyone jammed him in. Played the Mets, who were fucking horrible, and struck him out a bunch. But yeah, he'll be good going forward, but just not for me today. So let's go. This is a game I did want to target. Another weather game. It's the Angels versus the White Sox. I think you have Jack Kazanowski out. I'm sure I'm butchering that. That's a tough name. I'm saying Anthony K. for the White Sox. And I've always picked on Jack, and I knew he was a decent prospect, throws decently hard. Just not a believer, really. Yeah, I'll let you start this game off if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, again, the weather is like a big concern here. Like, I'm just pulling up Jack's numbers. To me, it's not. If I stacked this, I would probably. Man, it's like I feel like the White Sox are overperforming to a large degree. It's like their team is okay. Like Murakami has like this elite raw power, but also strikes out a ton. It's like, I mean, they've won people a lot of money this season. I mean, there's guys I really like across the board. I feel like Jack's been better. His numbers don't suggest that trend will continue.
Yeah, this is something to look at. Just not to interrupt you there, but look at Jack. If you're just anyone's listening, go on and click on his profile. And
his ground ball, right?
What you're gonna see there is that he's giving up, a lot of hard hits, more than league average, a lot of barrels. But that ground ball rate, the 94th percentile. That's elite. And what's happening there is he hasn't got blown up, or he's had a few shaky starts, but everything's hard on the ground, right? So that's a lot of outs.
That's why his ERA is low and his expected is high, because
exactly. So like you see that, you're like, I see a lot of blue. It's a symptom. You're like, oh, maybe he's good at stack against, but you're like, that ground ball rate's concerning. If everything's hard on the ground, you're not going to get a lot. We used to pick on Kyle Hendricks a lot, but man, that guy got so many ground balls that some starts he would just go 9 innings and just like, not get shelled, and other starts he'd give up 10 because they're just finding the gaps, and that's really hard to discern with a ground ball pitcher sometimes.
That's Sandy. Yeah, to me, it's like, I just, there's no interest in this game. It's like I just consolidate to the spots we've already talked about so far, and the best spots are still yet to come. I mean, there's not even an A side to me. It's like, don't play this game at all. Like, even with the weather, I guess, like, even with the weather not being a factor, I probably wouldn't play much of this game. So
the true thoughts, I think I will play a little bit of the Angels. I like Makanda. He's cheap. So are your dad, old Braves catcher. He's old as hell, 37 now. What's his name's down?
Logan Hoppy.
Hoppy's down. Love that bat, but he's down. And our dad's a veteran catcher, cheap. Whenever you get play catchers, I mean, if you're just punting, just punt, because these guys can just hit a cheap home run, and you're never going to get buried there generally. And I kind of like him, and Makonda's hitting the ball pretty hard. So there's some value on the Angels side. Once again, I like the away. I mean, it's simple. That's a simple tactic. Just play the away team, more bats. I think they're going to win. The White Sox bullpen is decent, so I really hope they do win. I kind of want to just fade the White Sox, though. I mean, Murakami's been red hot. I haven't been on any of it. I'm just going to not jump on now. He's going to have a high strikeout rate, barrels the hell out of the ball. But there's no reason for me to jump on and add a higher ownership.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Right,
I like Edward Carrera. I feel like Edward Carrera is like a good power bat, but also like bat ninth. On the road. I mean, at home, and not for
he's a good hitting catcher. Has good EV, but I can't wait till Kyle Till's back. I think this is a good team. I mean,
Virginia.
They really do, like close to Montgomery. My draft is
Edward Carrera is not good. Look at this, dude. Edward Carrera is like, I don't know if I'm saying this, his stat cast is horrible. It's like, I don't know, maybe he's just not good. I guess they're probably ready for Kyle Till to come up too. So
but you see some of the things, like doesn't swing the bat hard, but he squares it up. Chase was pretty good. He's a good walker. I mean, that's not like, that doesn't scream DFS friendly to me.
No, not at all.
Yeah, but if there's a lean in this game, if weather permitting, I did bet the Angels in a small 3-game parlay. So I like them a good bit to win this game outright. So we'll go ahead and, because I'm not a believer in Anthony K.
I like the Angels. If I had to bet Angel side, probably the under to me as well. I would take the under.
Yeah, I don't think
don't love the offenses on either side. I mean, the worst 2 offenses in the league. Not the worst 2, but 2 of the worst.
It's just Anthony K, right? Anthony K's a lefty, a lot of righties on the Angels that hit the ball really hard. Love Trout. I mean, another guy that just was a stand for me in best ball. Everyone was just like, Trout's old, Trout's this. I mean, if he doesn't get hurt, he's an absolute.
He's not old. That's not the issue. It's not old. He's hurt. He's always hurt.
Yeah, but listen, it's not about years. It's about miles, right? Who cares if the car is old? I mean, the car is new, but there's a ton of miles. It doesn't matter. He's got a shit ton of miles, so he gets injured. But it's so hard to predict. I mean, injuries, like soft tissue, more predictable. But getting hit with the ball, breaking a bone, far less predictable.
Yeah.
So I think like just having, once again, I drafted him in Buxton everywhere, and underdog and best ball, just because of that. Like, people like to avoid these guys with elite, tools that are just like, they have an injury risk. All right, let's go ahead.
I got a comparison for you. I feel like, maybe this is back, but to me, it feels Trout is like the Christian McCaffrey of the a guy that's like, when he's I mean, this is the word falls apart, is like Christian McCaffrey still has like more ceiling than Trout does.
Oh, that's right. It's funny you said it, because Christian McCaffrey is more like your slap hitter. Like he's not a home run guy anymore. Like, he's gonna get you a good amount of fantasy points, but he's never gonna hit that.
It's not a perfect parallel, but the injury history, there's still it's the legacy, the upside. I think it's all still there.
All right, let's move to this next game. This is one of the games I'm definitely going to be targeting, and I'm sure I'm holding hands with the field, but it's going to be the Yankees versus the Rangers. We have who's pitching? So we got Fried versus Leiter. Love Fried. Jack Leiter, was a fan of him at Vanderbilt, paired with Kumar Rocker. Funny they're on the Rangers together, and I still think they both suck. They knocked out our ECU Pirates. Go Pirates. of the super regional. I don't know if you remember that, Taylor, but that was a fun regional. We had Big Gav shoving.
Was Hoffman on that team, or was that
no? Hoffman's older, but Gav was on that team, and I think we had him lined up
that 5-year senior. Who was that 5 year? He was on that team, right? With the flow, the guy, he was like a 5th year senior.
Worrell.
Yeah. Worrell. That's right.
Farm system for the Braves. Yeah, super fun series. But let's get back to this game. Man, Pulp Yankee Statcast, they absolutely hit the piss out of the ball. Yeah. All of them. I mean, listen, I am a sucker for Ryan McMahon. Taylor, you hated this, but like he is a fun, cheap source of power. He's gonna strike out a shit ton, 30%.
Yeah, is he gonna play?
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna play. I mean, he's a lefty. You got a righty and ladder in the mound. I'm sure he's gonna be in the lineup. The interesting note on this game that you should pay attention to is it looks like, what's his name's hurt. Stanton's gonna be hurt. So you got Dominguez called up. I don't mean him. Yeah. I'm not sure if that means he's gonna play today or maybe the next day. But man, he's been mashing in the minors. I think he has 8 stolen bases, several home runs. He's a jam for me. I mean, I'm sure people are gonna play him. But if they're not paying attention, he's a guy going to my lineups. Really like listen. Maybe when he was a prospect, everyone was calling him the alien for his tools. Like he's an absolute monster. It's just there's not a lot of space for him. You have older guys like Stanton, you just have to get the runway too. So I really like him a whole lot if he comes up. Obviously, you love the big guys. You never have to say, oh, Judge is a good play. He's always a good play, right? But can you afford him in a lineup that's good, that works, right? So my strategy tonight is going to be targeting these really good teams with high totals that kind of the bottom end, kind of just like weird stacks, leaving a little subtly, maybe avoiding the Judge, maybe getting 4 or 5 Yankees, but avoiding Judge in hopes that kind of those guys eat around him. And you don't need the 2 home run game from him, right? So as far as the Rangers, it's just a stay away. I love Fried. It's probably gonna be one of my 2 in my main build. Just on the consistency, right? Not a high strikeout rate guy, not a high walk guy. It's just like with Langford being out of the lineup, their best bats, Nemo, Seager, or lefties. I'm not scared of them. I'm not scared of a 45-year-old McCutcheon. I'm not scared about their bats at all, right? And Evan Carter, Jake Berger, they just don't scare me. So I'm just not going to play them. I did see Leiter throw against Baltimore in Baltimore recently. I was at that game, and man, he was shoving. He had a really good game. I think he struck out 7 or 8. But the Orioles were terrible that day. But yeah, he's just not good. I mean, he's just not special. I think it is, right? He can strike guys out. He has decent movement on his pitches. Has a good fastball. I mean, he was hitting consistently 97, 98 in that start with his fastball. But he's just not that good to me. You just watch what he throws. It's just not special. So, like I said, good fastball velo, 83rd percentile. But the barrels and hard hits are at a high rate, right? So just someone I want to pick on. Especially when I think the Yankees are going to win that game. They can score 7 to 8 to 9 runs here. And they're my priority.
Yeah, Jack Leiter's a good streaming option in the right matchup. The Yankees are just tough. They're like, they just have elite hitters up and down the lineup. It's just an avoid spot from the Leiter standpoint. Max Fried is a lock. I think you just play him. The only reason you don't is to get contrarian and try to like jam in expensive batters. But I think you just play him. I think the Yankees are a great play, right? I always feel like they're overowned because the New York Yankees, people love to play the Yankees. There's just a shit ton of Yankees fans. So with that said, it's like I try to avoid some of the more obvious Yankee stack spots. I mean, I'm a Jazz guy, so like Jazz as a one-off to me makes a ton of sense. I like Dominguez because it's like, yeah, he was, this hot prospect last year, got sent down. Now he's back. I may wait to play him. I think there may be the eager beavers out there ready to play him first game back. I do like the Yankees, right? There's no problem. The Yankee stacks there's could be probably a Yankee or 2 on the winning lineup, but potentially 3 or 4. So,
and to win these slates,
I'll take Jazz. I mean, he's hitting the ball hard again. I would take like over runs, hits, RBIs for me, just because like he's gonna be on base. Mm-hmm. He always has the upside. I mean, like he's just been hitting the ball a lot better. I feel like historically he's been streaky, right? He goes on these runs, and I feel like this is like the beginning, the precipice of a streak for him. So let's see.
Yeah, then let me jump in there. And this is just an important fact. Like you love Jazz. Jazz is a great play. But the thing about baseball and winning these tournaments, it's all about the stacks, right? It's about the team dynamic, right? It's like what team can score 10 runs, right? Because sometimes it's just the back at the end, like Camisado hits home runs, right, for the Padres and things of that nature. You stack the teams because it's all like Judge could go 0 for 4 and they can score 10 runs. And it's the nature we play or the game we play. And it doesn't mean, I mean, he's a Hall of Fame bat. I mean, he's toolsy wise, right? He steals bases again, right? He's just so damn good. Doesn't mean you have to have him, and he's going to come with 20-30% ownership. So it's just a way to get leverage. And what matters
manifests itself, Dylan, to your point, is like it turns into like a 5-3 stack or 4-3-1 or 4-4. Like that's how it plays out into a real life DFS lineup there. Like to your point, it's like, yeah, stack it. You don't always have to, pick your individual best play, right? That's not gonna work. Like, yeah, maybe occasionally it does, but that's not a good long-term winning strategy.
All right, let's go to the next game. Let's go ahead, jump in this game. I really like the Cubs. Just another team that runs a lot and does a lot of damage on the base pass. But you have the Cubs versus the Padres. Another ballpark I avoid. I know it doesn't matter that much, but you have Boyd for the Cubs pitching and Vasquez, who's kind of been interesting this year.
Yeah, he's been good.
For the Padres, I'm not a believer. And contrarian track, I guess it's not really contrarian, but I do like the Cubs a good bit tonight. That's kind of a way to differentiate yourself. He's been striking out guys, not walking guys. But man, the Cubs have been hitting the ball hard. Ballesteros can't even get in the lineup every day, but he's going to be in there versus the righty. PCA, just a big fan. I love when PCA's in the lineup, batting far down in the lineup because he can hit a home run, steal a couple bases, and just provide a lot of upside. And that's just something to know. When you have a lot of these guys that are batting leadoff, that are 2K, 2.5 occasionally, everyone flocks. Like David Fry's a good example for Cleveland. They have him batting cleanup against the righties. Against the lefties usually as a big righty bat. But he just gets so much ownership. So like I always try to avoid those kind of platoon batters who are going to be low priced and kind of low upside, because everyone flocks there. But yeah, my priority in this game is always going to be the Cubs. I know Boyd's kind of been terrible, but he's just a crafty vet. He's going to, decent K rate again this year, always going to have a low walk rate. Obviously, Tatis is going to hit his first home run eventually, right? I don't think I still think it's not come, which is shocking because they were just in Mexico City. It should have came there. Did not. But he's hitting the ball well. It's going to come. I don't think it's here. Could be, but I just won't be on it as a one-off. What do you have from this game?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm interested in like Randy Vasquez as like an option at pitcher potentially. I mean, guys the back in the lineup, the strikeout. I mean, they are getting healthier with Seja back. Seja. I like him. I like their team generally better now. He's in it. To your point, it's like you have an elite bullpen in San Diego. Like if Randy can get through 5, 6, with just a couple runs, it's just gonna be tough sledding for Chicago. I just don't like. That's the concern. They are coming from the New Mexico or the Mexico City series, so like they burned a lot of bullpens. San Diego did, but yeah, to me it's just like San Diego's got a solid bullpen. Like if it gets like later, and they it's a tight game, you're gonna see some of the best arms in their bullpen. So I'm avoiding the the Chicago side. I'm a big I do like San Diego, but Boyd has just been pretty solid as well. But if I chose a side, I'm thinking some of the lefties. I mean, some of the righties against Boyd. I would throw Jackson Merrill because I just am a Merrill stan. But I like the top of the lineup, guys that hit, run, and steal. Tatis is still yet to have that the big game, right? So we're always chasing that too. I do think like Tatis at second base is an interesting play. He's a guy that can break a slate, and he's going to be under-owned given the other options you have. But I think you could do. Yeah, I think this wouldn't be a primary stack, but I could throw 3 guys from the San Diego side. Merrill, Tatis, potentially like Laureano in there.
Yeah, things I'm not going to be doing. I'm not going to be doing that, right? You never want to line up when you see Mason Miller. When you see Mason Miller, you're always you're upset there. Listen, Ty France is 2-4 in DraftKings for the Padres. I always loved Ty France. He went to Driveline a couple of years ago, and I was like, he's going to be different. I mean, he's really hit the ball pretty well, and he hits lefties really well. Boyd's a good lefty, not your average lefty, I'd say. Even at this point in his career, he's a little older. Ty France would be a great value at that 2-4 price at first base. Once again, he's going to get a bad spot in the lineup. Probably 6, 7, 8 is my guess. But he's a really fun guy that can hit the ball hard. I know it's San Diego, but if you want a home run at first base, it's going to be sub 5% owned. Ty France is my guy. So yeah, if I had to get bet a home run, that game is definitely him. But I'm not betting anything. Most likely, it's just going to be Ty France from the Padres side and the Cubs, probably a full stack there. Just hoping to get a lot of bats and stolen bases there. hitting around. So let's
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
don't like that. Now that I'm gonna say this, I'm like looking at the splits for Boyd, and he's been elite against lefties, so maybe just avoid the lefties.
Yeah. And sometimes it's that way.
I like Merrill, but like maybe avoid Merrill. He's like
And this is
4.6 whip. I mean, he given up 2 hits all years. No lefty, 2 hits all years.
there's a ton of guys to follow on Twitter, and there's a ton of guys that put out content about, just stats on guys and things of that nature. And Lance B is one of those guys for Pitcher List, does a lot of good job there. Does a really great job there. I mean, better than we could ever do there, right? But I saw another follow recently. They're putting things about guys that are terrible against lefties that are left-handed batters. Merrill is one of those guys. He does particularly poorly against left-handed pitchers. More so than other guys. Like a good example, like the top of that list, who does really good against lefties? It's a lefty. Jordan is number one.
Yeah,
Jordan is so good against lefties as a lefty. And towards the bottom of that list, as far as left-handed batters, was Merrill. So maybe it's just someone you want to avoid as a lefty. And Boyd's good against lefties. I mean, maybe you could hit Magic. Maybe they could get to the pen. It's just there's not a lot of upside there. If he sees him 3 times, probably goes hitless, right? So let's just go ahead and just avoid him and.
Interesting. He's been better this year against lefties, like better than historically he's been. But yeah, agreed. Like the Matthew Boyd being good against lefties, Jackson Merrill not hitting lefties well. Maybe just avoid.
Yeah. Let's go to our last game. I think we've been long-winded enough. Yeah. So another team, like, Taylor's right. We talk about this all the time. Like Dodgers on the slate, just avoid the Dodgers. It's such a small slate. I
don't think you can avoid them, but yeah, just know what you're getting into there.
If you avoid them, you're probably gonna lose money.
Yeah. I mean, there's interesting
guys. Gonna lose money. It's just the facts. I mean, they have such a good lineup. Yeah, and I'll just kind of start off. Like, obviously, you have Yamamoto pitching against Chris Paddock, who's terrible. I'll probably just play Yamamoto. I know Miami's okay; they can be scrappy. I'm not a believer. Yamamoto's he's a stud. Has a lot of good pitches. He's going to be a problem, right? And maybe he doesn't have the high end stuff, but I think he's going to offer you a stable floor with upside of 30. But yeah, if I'm stacking the Dodgers, one thing I do, if I had to prioritize on the slate, Judge or Ohtani, it's probably just going to be Ohtani. I think there's just more upside for stolen bases there. Looking up and down, I do like Freeland as a cheap bat for them. I'm really going to like Ha-Seong Kim. If Ha-Seong Kim's in the lineup, he runs a lot. He's a good, he's going to get on base a few times tonight. And if he runs, he just great upside as shortstop there. So I'm definitely going to be playing that. It's just going to be up and down. As a Braves fan, I'm always sad and hesitant to play Freddie because he's just kind of a middle of the road bat. His Statcast is really good. He's going to stop legging out all the doubles. They're going to be more singles. But he can lift the ball at the yard. Dodgers is a great hitting park, so I think he's a great play. Freeland's a great play. I mean, just up and down. You can't go wrong. Yeah. Anyone in the Dodgers lineup, you play. But they're going to be my priority stack tonight. I know I'm a fish. It's just what I'm going to do.
No, I think you could play Dodgers. It's not like don't ignore them just because the ownership. Like it's like ignoring cores because they're gonna be on. Like you still gotta consider them and put them in your build. I mean, interesting could like lineup construction game theory plays like to put Shohei and Freddie. Like I like to do that. I like to double up at first base. It's just something that you can do that will like differentiate your lineup when you do play the Dodgers. Yeah, this is the Ha-Seong Kim, the younger Kim. Like, there's the one that plays for the Braves that's hurt right now, the older one from the Padres.
I like KBO. Remember when we were playing the KBO league and all these guys? We became accustomed. That was fun. It was like 4 a.m. in the morning. We were just sweating the KBO. They had 5K tournament, top prize. That was fun.
Super fun. Yeah, I mean the Dodgers, you can stack them in a lot of creative ways. I think 5 stacking the Dodgers is not a bad proposition here because Paddock isn't good. I mean the bullpen from the Marlins has been interesting and like something I heard today. The coaching staff likes to pull their starters pretty early. So what you could get that could maybe a con to the Dodgers lineup is like Miami could like Chris Paddock could like go 4 and if he's solid, they'll pull him and start getting to their bullpen, which they've been doing with even like Max Meyer. They did it last night. Like he had like 5 scoreless and they pulled him early at 70 pitches. I don't really.
That'd be good for the Dodgers because what also could happen is you could knock the bullpen. You could get a position player like Otto Lopez throwing you pitches.
But you're only gonna get that if they get smashed, right? If the game is tight, you're gonna get better arms. I just think you avoid the Miami side. You have Yamamoto pitching, even if he pitches like average and gives up 3 runs, it's like the bullpen for the Dodgers is good. You're not gonna be I don't think this is the scenario that we talked about earlier, like with Toronto. It's like I think Miami's just like a complete X-off. Like I think you can play Boston as like a tournament leverage play, but there's no one from Miami I'd play. Yeah, I think like Dodgers minus a run and a half, probably Dodgers team total over. I think you just smash like all the Dodgers props in this one. Again, I prefer like the Shohei's. I do like Andy Pajes and I like Hassan Kim a lot as well. So similar theory, similar builds, but I just probably won't get to them because I'm only going to build one or two teams. But yeah, they make sense. They make a ton of sense.
Dodgers are a jam bet for me. -1.5, easy there. I'm pairing them with the Yankees and the Angels. It's a 3-piece parlay there.
And then the O'Neal Cruz under 1.5 walk, under half a walk.
I like that. I mean, these are just fun bets, and
I'm just fucking playing around, but also like it is a fun bet.
Yeah, and we'll make crazy home run bets, and we'll start tracking that. Obviously, this is just kind of first, testing the waters. See what we like, see what we don't like, see what we want to use, see what we don't want to use. But yeah, we'll be jumping on here most days to kind of break down the slates. Especially, we'll jump on tomorrow, hopefully earlier because we're so late in the day. I mean, the slate starts in an hour and a half. The shelf life's not going to be long on this, so we'll probably miss it, but that's fine. We'll jump on tomorrow and kind of break down that Tuesday slate, hopefully some of the best bets there.
Yeah, and really the goal of this is like we go through this process already, so it's just kind of sharing what we do, but also, I mean, we're refining it. We're getting better at it, and we've been doing it for a decade. I mean, we've had some awesome work. Some of this will be theory, and like we talked about this, but like part of it is art, right? Like everyone leans into optimizers, but I do think there's a value and also like an enjoyment aspect of like hand in the mud build, right? Like I think it's like also like if you don't enjoy like just letting the machine build all your lines for you, it's like what is the point of playing? Part of it's like an enjoyment aspect too.
You can pull the levers, like we use the models, we use the optimizers. You can pull the levers, but the benefit is just kind of having your fingerprints on it. In certain sports, you have your fingerprints on it, right? NBA is one of those sports like you really need to follow the kind of projections there. It's very predictable. Yeah. Baseball and football are two best sports, and even golf. We're really good at golf. MMA. These are very much like you have to hand in the dirt. It doesn't really matter what you optimize there. Like understanding, a lot of the sport offers so much benefit, and just what people do is just being contrarian, right? Just knowing that people are going to do this thing. We can look at projected ownership. Just understanding the process and what makes you successful is going to be helpful. I think baseball is one of those things where you can go on a cold streak and then just pop a win, right? But you just kind of have to follow that process. But yeah, I think this is going to be good. We'll hopefully ship the tournament tonight, the 111, and then we'll be back for a couple big tournaments tomorrow. I think we have the big, what is it, the 250K to first. What is that ticket? 3,000, 1,000? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Too much for me, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back. Yeah, we'll keep doing this. Again, the process is going to get better. Some of our insights will be better. Some of them will be worse, but hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, this is our goal, right? We enjoy this content. We enjoy betting. We enjoy DFS. We enjoy, especially now, the best ball formats. We really, I mean, Taylor a little bit more full, like maxed out than me, but really enjoy doing the MLB, the NFL. So we'll jump on and give a lot of that content, what we're seeing. And then we'll start early on. I mean, the draft just happened a couple of days ago, which was such a fun.
Oh, yeah. Now that you mentioned it, Underdog just released their new, like, the format for Best Ball Mania. Is it 7 or is it 8? I think it's 7 this year.
I didn't see
7. Yeah, I saw they released like this structure.
And there's a lot of good content, a lot of guys you can follow on that, but we'll kind of jump in where we make our stands. And listen, last year my stand was it didn't pan out. He got hurt, but Daniel Jones, I mean, we should jump off here, but Daniel Jones, before he won the battle early in the season, everyone's like, A-Rich job. But dude, A-Rich is not a quarterback, he's running back, right? Had 50% Daniel Jones, and he just was lighting the world on fire. I'm much more aggressive than Taylor. He's gonna be like balanced. He's gonna make his stands. Another example is that best ball MLB. I mean, I have 86% Jordan Walker.
Yeah, this is why though. This is why, because I do think stands like 20% of a player is a ton. The reason I think like differentiation matters is like because when you get to the finals, it's a 2-week period, especially in baseball. It's like you want multiple different avenues because it's like, yeah, you could build the best team. You could have that team built. You could have 20 entries in the finals of that same team. But the problem is if those players underperform in that 2-week stretch of the finals, it doesn't matter. So like you have to differentiate because you need different pieces. It's like, this is my theory. I think you can have stands because you're going to get more teams that are stands. But at the end of the day, it's like if you have 80% of a player and you get to the finals, it does not matter.
It doesn't matter. This is, and once again, my pushback on that is simply that Jordan Walker was going undrafted when I was drafting him. And as your last pick, it's like you have to differentiate at the top. If you get the first overall pick 10 times, well, first maybe it's different. Let's say you get the 5th overall pick 10 times in a row. You have to differentiate there. But when you have a garbage can pick and the garbage and you're digging through the garbage and there's some gold in there, like just pick the gold. Maybe he's gold for a week, like Jordan Walker was 8 home runs, amazing, great, scored for me, fantastic. I don't need him. He shouldn't be carrying my team. It doesn't matter, right? Like I have to. And the same thing in football. I was drafting Daniel Jones as my third quarterback, second quarterback. I need like one of those things. Like they should not carry your team. But if you make a stand and you take over 50% on the guy, that's just a throwaway pick, anyways. Make your stands there. Don't make your stands like the first round draft picks because you have to.
I know, but I'd still made stands early. Like there's guys I drafted a ton of Wyatt Langford to be determined how that pans. But there's guys that are like, dude, Vinny P to be determined right now. Fucking horrible pick. Yeah. So like there's
the ball well. He just his time is a little off, pulling everything out.
We need a whole hour podcast to talk about Kansas City. We'll do that over the weekend.
We're Braves fans, but we're Braves fans, but we might as well be Royals and Athletics fans because we have so much of them in baseball. Just like
I love their whole team.
My exposures are just like Nick Kurtz, Bobby Witt, and then like Jack Gag, Isaac Collins, Law Dog, Lawrence Butler, who's been absolutely horrendous. Dude. Once Law Dog heats up, he's just like hard got to get out. He's gonna be fine.
Dude, there's a chance he does finish. He's gonna get set now. I like him, but like I'm just worried about it.
All right, we should end this.
All right, let's wrap this up. All right, we'll be back.
Yeah, this is the farm betting in DFS. Listen, if you're interested in just hearing us when we really start to gear up and we have some of these big tournaments, we're gonna bring you some insights, some bets, and where we're winning, where we're losing. But yeah, thanks for tuning in.
But yeah, don't worry. As we get better, we're gonna add our logo. We'll add stuff to it once we get money. But right now, it's like TBD. All right. See you guys.